What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we are doing something brand new. And I know I haven't been making videos lately, but there's a good reason for that. I've been working on some new series and bringing back some old series that are all going to be coming to the channel, so you have a lot to be looking forward to. But on top of that, today we are trying something brand new, and I like to call it Versus 2.0. If you're from around here and you've been on this channel before, you know we have the good old Versus series, but this one is a little bit different. In this one, we're going to be taking two weapons from various Call of Duty games and comparing them to see which is better. For example, today we are going to be comparing the PPSH from Black Ops 3 up against the PPSH from Call of Duty World War II. Now, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Which one of these two iconic weapons do you think is better? The one from Black Ops 3 or the one from World War II? Let me know what you think down in the comments before the video gets started. But anyway, guys, this is a series you guys have been asking for a very long time, so if you enjoy it and want to see more videos like this one, the way to show me is by hitting that like button. So the more likes this video gets, the more likely I am to make more Versus 2.0, if you want to call it that. But without further ado, let's get into it and look at the stats. Now, as always, let's start by looking at the damage profile for these two weapons. So first of all, for the Black Ops 3 PPSH, it has a very odd damage profile of 30 damage up close, 23 at mid-range, and 16 at long range. Now, why do I say that this is an odd damage profile? Basically because up close you are looking at 4 bullets to kill, at mid-range 5 bullets to kill, and then at long range 7 bullets to kill. The really odd thing about that is that this means there is no range where you are going to have a 6 bullet to kill, unless you're kind of crossing over between the 5 and 7 bullet to kill ranges, but that's very, very rare. It's just a very odd damage profile. Not many weapons skip a bullet to kill like this PPSH does in Black Ops 3. However, in Call of Duty World War II, the damage profile is a little bit different. So in World War II, the damage profile is 30 damage up close, 28 at short mid-range, 23 at long mid-range, and 19 at extreme long range. Now, the reason why it drops from 30 to 28 damage is specifically for hardcore mode. It doesn't actually make a difference in regular core. And what this equates to is a 4 to a 6 bullet kill. So 4 bullets to kill at short range, 5 at mid-range, and 6 at long range. Now, of course, this is simply a little bit better than it is at Black Ops 3, and the main reason for that is because in Call of Duty World War II, at that long range, you're looking at 6 bullets to kill, whereas in Black Ops 3, it's going to be 7 bullets to kill. So, for the damage profile, the Call of Duty World War II PPSH gets +1 point. Now, the next important thing to look at is ranges. So, where does the damage actually drop off? So, in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, the damage is going to drop from a 4 to a 5 bullet kill at 10 meters, whereas in World War II, it drops from a 4 to a 5 bullet kill at 17 meters. Then it drops from a 5 to a 7 bullet kill in Black Ops 3 at 25 meters, whereas World War II drops from a 5 to a 6 bullet kill once again at 25 meters. But remember, it's dropping from a 5 to a 6 bullet kill, not from a 5 to a 7 bullet kill. What this means is that both ranges are better for the World War II PPSH. So for the better range, once again, it gets +1 point and extends that lead. So after this, we have a rate of fire. So, the rate of fire for the PPSH in Black Ops 3 is 895 RPM, which, as far as Black Ops 3 goes, is actually pretty good. I believe that's the third fastest firing SMG in Black Ops 3. Whereas in Call of Duty World War II, it's much, much slower. The fire rate is only 722 RPM, so way slower than that of Black Ops 3. So for that, the Black Ops 3 PPSH gets +1 point. So since now we know the damage profile, ranges, and the rates of fire, we can now look at time to kill. And this is where things get incredibly interesting, because which weapon has the better time to kill fluctuates based on the various ranges. For example, the Black Ops 3 PPSH has a better time to kill from 0 to 10 meters. However, the World War II PPSH then has a better time to kill between 10 and 17 meters. And then from 17 to 25 meters, it is once again better for Black Ops 3. So it's kind of interesting like that. But I would say for the majority of gunfights, the better time to kill and the easier time to kill, and I'll explain that in a second, is for the Black Ops 3 PPSH. So for that, it gets once again +1 more point, and ties things up. Now, what did I mean by an easier time to kill? Well, basically when you have a faster firing weapon, it's easier to get bullets on target, and the reasoning for that is because the more bullets that come out of the weapon, the more chances you have of getting those bullets on target. So that's kind of what I meant by the easier time to kill. The next stat, and probably one of the most iconic things about the PPSH, is the magazine size. The PPSH is known for having a very large magazine, and on top of that, you can of course equip the round drum magazine on top of that. But the base magazine size for the Black Ops 3 PPSH was 35 rounds, and that is the exact same in World War II, once again 35 rounds. However, the differences is with extended mags. So in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, with extended mags, you get 71 rounds in a magazine, whereas for World War II, you only get 52 rounds. That's a pretty large difference, and I think for that we have to give the Black Ops 3 PPSH plus 1 point. So the next main difference is reload time. So the reload time for the Black Ops 3 gun is 2 seconds on the dot, whereas in World War II the PPSH's reload time is 1.5 seconds. And this is just actually a general difference between Black Ops 3 and World War II. As far as Black Ops 3 goes, it has much longer reload times than Call of Duty World War II, especially when you look at the LMGs. There is a vast difference between the two games there, but we'll have to look at that in a future video. But for this, the faster reload time goes to the World War II weapon, and it gets plus 1 point and ties things up once again. The next thing we're going to look at is aim down sights time and sprint out time, and we're actually going to look at them together and give out 1 point based on these. And the reason for that is because based on what Call of Duty game, the aim down sights time and sprint out times are very different. For example, in Black Ops 3 and most Treyarch games, they like having different aim down sights times and sprint out times, whereas far as World War II goes, most of the weapons have the exact same sprint out and aim down sights time. So just one big difference there, and for this we're only going to give out 1 point. However, the Black Ops 3 PPSH has a sprint out time of 0.2 seconds and an aim down sights time of 0.25 seconds. So what this means is that if you're sprinting, you can go from sprinting to shooting in 0.2 seconds, but it takes 0.25 seconds to aim down sights. Whereas as far as World War II goes, this has actually changed in the most recent patch. It used to be 0.2 seconds for aim down sights time and sprint out time. However, with the most recent patch, it is now faster at 0.175 seconds for both sprint out and aim down sights time. So both of which are better in World War II, and for that it gets plus 1 point. And the last thing we're going to look at, and probably the biggest difference between these two weapons, is the recoil. So, both of these weapons actually have high recoil. If you look at the stats for them, both of them have incredibly high recoil. However, the World War II PPSH has only vertical recoil. If you put it up against a wall and fire it, it just goes straight up in the air. Whereas the Black Ops 3 PPSH kind of bounces side to side and up and down when you fire it. And that is really the biggest difference between these two weapons, is the recoil for them. If you ask me, the World War II PPSH is way easier to control. So for that, it gets plus 1 point and once again extends that lead. So to answer the question, which one of these two weapons is better? Well, by looking at the score, the World War II PPSH is better, even though the Black Ops 3 PPSH in many cases has a better time to kill. Now, I don't think this is very surprising, but based on the stats, you would think a lot more people would have used the Black Ops 3 PPSH. And the simple reason why they didn't in Black Ops 3 is because the VMP is simply a much better weapon than the PPSH. So for that, the PPSH was really overlooked in Black Ops 3. Whereas when we look at World War II, the PPSH is definitely one of the best weapons in the game, one of the best fire rates, damage profiles, and on top of that, like I said before, that recoil is super easy to control. So like I said, the winner this week is the PPSH in Call of Duty World War II. But I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think? Which one of these two weapons do you personally prefer? And which weapons would you like me to look at in this series in the future? Would you like me to look at another weapon from World War II in Black Ops 3 or something completely different altogether? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoy these videos and want to see more, the way to show me is by hitting that like button. Also, if you like what you see, you can also hit that subscribe button, as it is the best way to stay up to date on all my videos. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are real. reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard.